Welcome to your goal setting masterclass by myself, Heather Lee Chapman, and I'm here to help you set worthy goals because what you're doing right now, you're trading your life for. So I want to make sure that it's what makes you feel fulfilled and will leave you happy at the end of the day. So let's get started. So let's talk about goals. Now, there are different types of goals. Your goal should inspire you, it should cause you to grow, and it should really scare the shit out of you, to be honest. If it doesn't, then it's really not a good goal because it's probably not going to cause you to grow. And the whole point of a goal is actually to cause you to grow. It's not the outcome, really. It's about the growth and the person you become along the way. So goal setting is super important to me because I've been someone who's been chasing my dreams always. And have really wanted something big in life. And I was always scared to chase my big, hairy, audacious goals until I found a community that was also chasing big, hairy, audacious goals. And I wasn't such a weirdo for wanting more in life because it's natural human nature to want more in life. And that's really goal setting. So let's talk about the 3 types of goals. Goal 1. You know how to do it. So for an example, it's like, let's eat clean. Obviously, I'm a nutritionist. I know how to eat clean. It's not really a goal because it's not going to cause me to grow. It might not change a lot of behavior changes and probably not going to cause me to become a new version of myself. Goal number 2, or a B-type goal, would be something I still know how to accomplish, but I would have to put a plan into action. So for an example would be if I put A plus B plus C, I can have this goal. So if I wanted to do a fitness competition, if I knew I did a ketogenic diet, I did fasted morning cardio every day, I did cardio every night before I went to bed, I did weights 3 times a week, and I did mindset training, and went and found a posing coach, and I went and got a custom bikini. All of these things, I put all of those things in place, I would be able to do a fitness competition. So again, not a whole lot of growth there for me because I've trained for a comp before and I know how to do it. And once you put all the plans into action, you know how to do it. A real big, hairy, audacious goal means setting a goal that you have absolutely no idea how you're going to accomplish. So I will share with you my big, hairy, audacious goal is to be a New York Times #1 best-selling author and to be a world-renowned human potential and performance coach. So speaking, writing, coaching all over the world to help people be their best selves, to live their best lives, and to live their lives on their own terms. So that at the end of the day, their tombstone reads, I'm blessed, I'm happy, and I'm fulfilled. Because most people on their deathbed, that's the one thing that they say. They're filled with regrets and they wish they played bigger in life. Because a lot of the times you set a goal here and when you get there you realize you could have went here. And now maybe the time's run out. So set it big from the get-go, even if you don't know how to do it, even if it scares the junk out of you, even if it means becoming someone else, even if it means changing your circle of friends, even if it means getting completely outside your comfort zone. It's worth it because the person you're going to become and the life that's on the other side of that goal is going to leave you fulfilled and happy. Now, I don't know what your goal is. Everybody has a different goal, but I hope that your goal causes you to grow and scares you and helps you become the next best version of yourself. So I have a few questions that I'm going to read to you today, and I'm going to send them to you when you register in the link so that you can really start to get clear on what your goal is. One of the biggest things in setting a big, hairy, audacious goal and a goal that you love and excites you and sets your soul on fire is aligning it with your purpose and your truth and living your truth. What is that for most people? A lot of people don't know. So I'm going to ask you some questions. So what do you love to do? So when I started looking at owning my own life and setting my big goal, I looked at what I love to do. And I realized that I really loved helping people. I really loved helping people get to the next level of their life. Inspiring people sets my soul on fire so much that it makes me cry, and I don't want to go to sleep. I just want to create my next program, my next presentation, my next goal. That's something that you love. What would you love to do for a day, and why? So think about it. If you could switch lives right now and do something else for a day, what would it be? Would you be doing what you're doing? Because if you wouldn't be, then you're not doing the right thing. And this is actually from Steve Jobs, guys. So, I mean, he's done okay in his life. So, the thing is, you need to ask yourself right now, if you could wake up today and start all over again, would you be doing what you're doing? And if not, then what would you trade it for? I just want to make a clear point before we go through the rest of the questions. You're going to look at your life as an observer. Here's the deal. There's no make wrong. A lot of the times we look at our lives and we might be doing awesome, we might be doing great things, but it's not exactly where we want to be. So we make ourselves bad and wrong and feel bad, wrong, and guilty. And that doesn't leave us feeling very inspired to take actions towards a new goal. So you really just want to look as an observer. And this is one of the biggest steps to being a high performer in life, is actually looking at your life as an observer, no make wrong, and seeing where you can do better and where you could put in more systems or actions that would help your life line back up with what your passion, your purpose, and your goal is. So again, we're looking at our life as an observer. There's no make wrong, just how can we improve it? So question 3, what would you love to do? So you wake up today, there's no limits. You can do whatever you want. Money is unlimited. Supplies are unlimited. What would you do? And again, if you're not doing that, it's time to make a change. So make or review a list of your personal and professional wants. So I want you to take a piece of paper. I want you to put a line down the middle, and I want you to put personal wants on one side and professional wants. And again, fantasize. There's no limits. The universe is plentiful and abundant, and all you need and desire is right here, omnipresent. You just have to align yourself with it and make the decision that it's yours. So make a list of your professional and personal wants. Once you get really clear on what those are, then you got to choose one and take action. A lot of the times, and I am the biggest for this, I'm like, oh my God, so many goals, so excited, I'm going to do them all. It doesn't work that way. I've tried for many years. It's actually one of the biggest things that I've been changing and transforming to make sure that I succeed, is looking at all my goals, picking which one is the most important to me right now and aligns with my truth and who I stand to be in this world. And I work on that. And once that's spinning and working well, then I'm going to go to the next one. And I can come back to the other one and work on it and make sure it's keep flowing and it's going. And then I go back to the creating a new goal. So really just out of that personal professional want list, imagine it's your last day on this earth and you can only have one of those. What would it be? What would be the one thing you would do? Next question. What do you think you're best at? What is your gift that you can offer to this world? What do people tell you that you're good at? Because a lot of the times we don't really know what is our purpose, what is our passion, what is our gift. And when you can get clear on this question, your goal setting becomes a lot easier. So what do you think you're best at? So I know I'm really good at coaching people. I've been doing it for over a decade in many different forms. I'm constantly told I'm an excellent, exceptional coach. I know that this is one of my strengths, and I've learned now to delegate my weaknesses. So the coaching part and working with people and creating content and dreaming and creating new programs and ways to assist my clients is my passion. It's what I'm good at. And the whole paperwork side of it, not as good at. And now I have a VA team, a virtual assistant team, who help me with that so that I can focus on serving my clients and doing my best in that area, which is what is my purpose, my passion, and my truth. So you want to get clear on what it is that you're good at, what your goal is going to be, and then all the other things that need to help you get there, delegate those. Find someone to help you. You don't even have to, it doesn't even have to cost you money. You can trade services. That's like so exceptional. Maybe someone's a VA and you're a coach, and you can trade that off, or whatever that looks like for you. Question number 6. What do other people say is your strongest skill? And you might actually want to go out and ask 5 people this question. And I know a lot of people might watch this and not actually do the work. So here's the thing. If you don't do the work, you don't get the results. If you don't do the work the way it's meant to be done, you won't get the results. So actually really pause and think, who are the 5 people that are closest to me who probably know me the best? And I want to go interview them. I want to ask them, what am I best at? What do you think lights me up the most? What do you think's my weakness, or is even in my blind spot that I don't see? It's over here and it's blocking me. I've done these interviews many times, and usually I'm told I don't pause to enjoy the journey. So I've really committed to that, to make sure that I pause. I have time last night with my grandma to go watch my nephew play hockey. There's all the things. So that was something I didn't realize I wasn't doing, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you've done if you didn't enjoy the journey. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. So that was one of the biggest awakenings for me. So these interviews can be one of the best tools you ever use. So actually go and ask people, what are my strengths? What am I good at? What do you see lights me up? What's maybe my weakness? What's in my blind spot? What do you think I could do to improve our relationship or improve my business? And now, here's one thing that I'm going to tell you. If you wouldn't, some people might see things that you can't see, which is awesome. But if it's like asking for advice or interviewing about your business and stuff like that, if you wouldn't trade places with this person, don't take advice from them, because it means they've done less personal development than you, and they lack the awareness and consciousness. So why would you want to take advice from them? So you really want to be conscious of who you are interviewing, and it might even be your mentor. So who knows you the best and is someone you look up to that you could interview, who could give you positive feedback that you could help implement, and from someone that you would trade places with, so they're doing better than you or as good as you. Next question I kind of blend them together, was what are your weaknesses, right? What's stopping you from achieving your goal? So you want to ask 5 people that too. And again, I realized if you follow the law of attraction, it's all about your vibration and the energy and the mood that you're in and how you're feeling. So if you aren't enjoying the journey, you can't manifest anything. So that was actually one of the biggest gifts for me, was when I asked people, what's in my blind spot? What's my weakness? And it takes courage to do this and to take it as an observer, no make wrong, and take that feedback and implement it into your life. Question 8. When in your life have you been the happiest? And what do you think contributed to this happiness? Like, actually pause and think. When was a time in your life that you were doing your absolute best? You felt the most fulfilled. Everything was working out smoothly for you. Everything was working. Things came easily and effortlessly. When were you the happiest? When was everything working out for you? Because that's really, if you can think back to the mindset, to your energy, to your feelings, to your mood, to what you were doing, it will kind of start to give you a hint of what brings the most joy and happiness into your life and how you can start to replicate that. Because it's actually really important, guys, to enjoy the journey. So you really want to think back. Like, so I'm going to give an example. So I know when I was started working with brain and spinal injuries, I felt so fulfilled. I was having such a massive impact on people's lives. I actually loved it. I also had my own practice, and I was working with people in their homes, and it had been something I'd been wanting to do for so long, and I had my own practice going, and I was working with brain injuries, and I was traveling a lot, and I was in the best shape of my life because I was making sure that I exercise every day because I was making myself a priority, and I know that I was the happiest then because I was having the largest impacts in people's lives, yet I was still my first priority, and I stayed committed to enjoying the journey and traveling because that's something that I love. And I used to think, oh, well, traveling costs money and I should put that money back into my business or personal development. So I kind of changed my mindset on that. It's like I, put money into myself and my business, and I travel all the time. And new possibilities started opening up for me. So you want to take the word but out and put in the word and, because personal development and growing my business have nothing to do with traveling. So there should be no but. It's an and. So you really want to think back to, like, I remember when I got that concept and I implemented that in my life, that's when things started really like spiraling, and I was loving life and I was happy. So you want to look back into your life. When were you the happiest? When were you manifesting the most? When was everything working out smoothly? And at that time might give you a hint to what you're best at and what makes you the most fulfilled. And you might want to start to advance in that. Question number 9. If you could start over right now with a blank slate, what would you do? Who would you be, and what would you have? Now, you actually want to sit down and take some time to do this because you want to include all areas of your life: financial, income, profit, career, relationships, social life, vacations, personal life, health, any other areas that you can think of. You actually want to go through them all and think about rewriting them exactly the way you want. So the past doesn't exist, guys. It's over. Even that's over. See, over. It's over. Now, already over. Now, already over. It doesn't exist. It literally doesn't exist. And if you are living in the past, they say that you will have depression. And if you're living in the future, which also doesn't exist, they say you'll have anxiety. But if you could live right now and be present and grateful for what you have, you can be happy. And that's when you can pause and think and be creative. And you can really think right now. Anything is possible. What would you want each area of your life to look like? And sit down and write it out. This is actually what we call a life sketch or a life script or a life plan. You really want to get concrete and clear, and you can write this out now. You can write it out for a month from now. You can write it out for 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. I've done all the way up to 5 years because I want to know where I'm going. They say it's essential that you have a goal in life so that you have somewhere to aim and a purpose. Otherwise, you're wandering around aimlessly, and a lot of people get anxiety and depression when they don't have a goal and a purpose. So sometimes there's not anything wrong up here. It's just that we're not happy with our life that we have right now. So we really need to get concrete and clear what it is that we want our life to look like, and have a purpose and have a passion and have a goal so that we're working towards something. So we can get excited every time we get up and jump out of bed every day. So, question 10. What has been stopping you from having these things? So you just wrote out every area of your life the way that you want it. Why don't you have it now? What's been stopping you? What is in your way? A lot of the times it's you, to be honest. It was me. I was so scared. I knew I wanted to be a speaker and an author and a coach, but no one in my family had played that big. No one in my family had really built an online business before. Nobody around me was doing these things, and I had no direction, no mentors, no concrete goal. And I was scared. And so I wouldn't take the actions that I needed to get me there. And I bet you the same goes for you. For some people, what's stopping you is the decision that it's going to be yours. For some of you, what's stopping you is committing which means you close the back door, you burn the boats. There is no other option. You are doing this no matter what. For some people, what's stopping you is your belief in yourself. And some people, it's confidence. You're scared. You're living in fear instead of faith that it's going to work out. And for some people, it's our paradigms. So if you're not familiar with what a paradigm is a multitude of habits that have been built upon time over your conditioning. So you are who you are because of your surroundings and what you grew up in and the environment that you grew up in and who taught you, who are your mentors, your teachers, your coaches, social media, TV, magazines, teachers, friends, parents, grandparents, whoever you spent your time with. This is what's been stopping you. So when you are younger, you got basically, I'm going to call them filters, okay? So you get these filters. You're a blank slate. You're created into this little human being by the environment around you. And unless you change that, you're walking around as a 7-year-old you from the same filters or paradigms that you were taught. So you actually have to make a conscious effort to change that. And we'll go into that in the next masterclass. We're going to stick with the goal setting today. But for most people, and I know it was for me until I started working with the Proctor Gallagher Institute, and Danielle Amos, who's my mentor, and get clear on what are my paradigms that have been stopping me. So really start to look at what's been stopping you this whole time from achieving the life that you deserve and the life that you desire. Number 11. What would opposing affirmations to these limiting beliefs be? See, everything has an opposite. So this is so powerful. We're going to write some affirmations. So I really want you to take a piece of paper. You're going to put a line down the middle, another piece of paper, different exercise. On one side goes everything that's been stopping you, your limiting beliefs. I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm dumb. I'm a B-type student. No one wants to listen to me. I don't know enough. I'm fat. I'm ugly. My parents don't love me. Victim, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So write that line, all those things in there. And then on the other side, I need you to write an opposing affirmation that leaves you feeling good, empowered, and excited to take on your goal. So, one side, limiting beliefs, what's been stopping you. On the other side, new statements. So I want to give you some examples so you can understand what that looks like. I'm not enough. On the other side goes, I am more than enough. I can't. I can. I'm not worthy. I'm capable, worthy, and deserving. Things are always taken from me. I always lose things. I'm open to receiving. I allow, I deserve, and I receive. So start making opposing affirmations. So if you, don't think you're a good leader, the other side could be, I'm a positive and empowering leader. So really start to create affirmations that serve you and will help you achieve what you deserve in your life. And then challenge yourself. Put them on Post-it notes, put them in front of your desk, put them on the mirror, read them and listen to them and say them out loud when you put your makeup on every day. It is one of the best things that you could do for yourself. It's called auto-suggestion, and what that means is you're slowly reprogramming those old paradigms and limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. Next, decide which goal you're going to work on, okay? So we made our personal, professional wants. Now you have to choose which one you're going to work on first. The biggest thing that sets successful and unsuccessful people apart is a decision. I went to this awesome seminar a couple weekends ago at the World Fitness Expo by KenFit Pro, and the speaker who was sitting up there goes, you know what the difference between you and I is? I did it. To the whole crowd. And although it was slightly like a punch to the face, I was like, darn it, she's right. Because the difference between her and some of those people sitting in the audience, now I am doing it, I am taking action finally, is that she took action. She made a decision that she was doing this. She burned the boats. And then she went and did it, right? That's the key. You have to do it. You have to decide this is what you want, and you're doing it, and no matter what, and stay committed. Your big, hairy, audacious goal. What is your fantasy? I want you to write it down now, and I want you to put it on a goal card. It could just be a cue card, and you're going to keep it on you. So most people don't have a goal. Most people don't have a clearly defined goal. Most people don't write their goal down, and most people don't carry it on them. And the beauty of carrying it on you, I know it seems a little weird, but you have to understand how the brain works. It doesn't understand the difference between real and imagined. So when you actually keep a goal card on you, every time you touch it, every time it cues you, the picture of what your desired life looks like or your goal already achieved pops into your head. And your brain, your mind goes, right. That's what we're creating. That's what's happening. Because your brain knows no difference between real and imagined. So having a goal card will constantly bring you back to your goal already achieved. And one thing that I did learn, boy, you can come up with this awesome goal right now, but tomorrow morning you are going to talk yourself out of it and you are going to let yourself off the hook. So write it on the goal card. Read that goal card out loud every morning and every night to remind yourself why you're here and what you're up to, because old you would love for you to sit down and not go after your dreams. But you are going to decide that you are capable, worthy, and deserving. And this is going to be your life no matter what. You burn the boats. Your goal is happening right now. And it's going to scare the crap out of you. But you're going to have to live outside of your comfort zone and start saying things like, I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm excited. I'm so happy and grateful now that my goal is achieved. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm living my dream life. I'm so happy and grateful now that I live my life on my own terms and I'm greatly compensated and I leave people better than how I found them. You're going to have to start to say and do these things, and you might feel like you're lying to yourself at first, but you know what? That's okay, because we're going to act as if. You're going to act as if that person you want to be. You're going to act as if that person who already has that goal and dream and that desire already achieved. And you're going to start acting from that person. So you want to start asking yourself every single day, so I'm going to give you an example. I'm a New York Times #1 best-selling author. I empower people to live their best lives and be their best selves and take their life back and take their power back. And I'm so excited because that sets my soul on fire when somebody says, thank you. I don't know what the heck I was doing before, but my life rocks now. And it's because you had the courage to stand up and do it for yourself, to create the space for the rest of us. And so that might be my goal, and it might scare the poop out of me. But when I go to take action, I need to ask myself, does that Heather do this? Does that Heather say this? Does that Heather, with her goal already achieved, act like this? Does she take these kinds of actions? Because if she doesn't, then I need not do it. You really need to start acting from the person who would already have that goal achieved. I saw an incredible TED Talk, and it was called Fake It Till You Make It. I think it was Carol Dweck. Love her. She's a psychologist, and it's really about acting as if. So I used to say fake it till you make it, and then I heard Bob Proctor teach on stepping into the spirit of it, and Danielle Amos talk about acting as if. And I really like those, because when you say fake it till you make it, I still feel like I'm really lying to myself. But when you say things like act as if, it's like, right, I am that person. I'm acting as if I'm not that person because I know I am that person. I'm just 3 steps away from it. So I really want you to challenge yourself to act as if the person who already has that goal achieved. And if you're not sure what that looks like, go out and look at what other successful people in your area who've already achieved something like you want or exactly what you want. What do they do? How do they act? Who are they being? And pick 6 people who maybe have already done what you want to do or something similar, or people that you admire, and start looking at what are their characteristics and start implementing that into your life and being like, okay, that person is confident, so I take confident action all the time. That person is always cool, calm, and collected. They always respond. They never react. They're always thinking. They're not working from their animalistic brain and being like, to every situation that occurs in their life. They actually pause. They think, how would this make that person feel? Would this be a good thing to say? Is this going to have a positive impact? Is this of value? Yes? Okay, this is what I'm going to say. Versus just reacting, so responding. So you want to start to look at who are people that you want to emulate, what are their characteristics, and step into the spirit of it, or act as if, or fake it till you make it, however you want to see that. That is so important, guys. So now you've got your goal. You're going to step into the spirit of it. I'm dead serious about this. One of the only ways to reprogram your mind is through a massive emotional impact or through autosuggestion. Now, it might feel tiresome to do this auto-suggestion, but it's going to be the one of the best things you've ever done for yourself, I promise. You're going to write your goal out 120 times, however many times, a bare minimum of 100, every morning and every night. Right, I just heard you say, oh my God, that girl's crazy. But you know what's crazy? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Your way may not have been working, so why don't you try mine? Because I'm getting quantum leaps in results, and so are my coaches, and so are my friends, and so are my business partners, and so are all the people surrounded by me who are doing this. If this is what the very successful people in this world do, that 1%, maybe it's something we should all be taking on. And the thing is, like I said, you're going to talk yourself out of it. So you need to remind yourself every day what you're after, but you also need to implant that idea into your subconscious mind so that you can start acting as if for real. So you need to start writing your goal out. I love it. I have it written out. I write it out every day. It's on a Post-it note above my desk. I have it saved in my phone. I have it all of these questions answered and written out in clear descriptions and recorded, and I listen to it every day because you are the one person who's going to let yourself off the hook from playing big and owning your life. And so you're going to have to talk yourself back into playing big every single day. And that's why the auto-suggestion is super important. That's why writing your goal down every day is super important. That's why listening to it every single day is really important. And picturing yourself with it already achieved is really important because that's going to keep you inspired. Last question. What actions can you do right now that will move you closer towards your goal? Do these things until they become a habit. So pick 2 things right now that you're doing that no longer serve you, that you're doing on a regular basis that are not moving you towards your goal, and replace them with 2 habits that will. So 1 might be sleeping in. If your goal is to get healthy, but you are sleeping till whatever time you want instead of getting up and going to the gym, then maybe you need to change that habit. If you are coming home and having a glass of wine every night instead of a liter of water, and your goal is to get healthy, then maybe that's the habit you want to change. And usually if you can swap it out with a better habit, it's easily changed and transformed. So you really only want to choose 2 at a time. So 1 action might be, instead of sleeping in every morning and waking up without a purpose or a passion in this life, you wake up and you actually write your goal out. You get up a half hour earlier and you inspire yourself and you write your goal out every single day. So those are the questions, guys, that are going to help you get clear on what your goal is and what it is that you're working towards. And now here's the thing. It's probably not in your comfort zone. It shouldn't be in your comfort zone, actually. It's not in your comfort zone. If it is at a big C-type, hairy, audacious goal, it is not in your comfort zone. It scares the crap out of you. It's going to cause you to grow. It's going to cause you to step into the next best version of yourself. If it doesn't, again, it's not a real goal. Okay? So this goal that you are going to wake up every day and move towards is going to require you to be somebody else. So now I want you to really take this next exercise and do it in detail. You are writing out 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. If you are dead and determined, you'll do 2 years, 3 years, and 5 years. And you are going to write out what your life looks like, who you are, who you're with, how you act, what you're doing, what you have. Do you take luxurious vacations all over the world on a regular basis on your own terms with whoever you want, whenever you want? And when you're there, you do whatever you want on your own terms, and you have all the money in the world, and you stop over and you build some schools in Guatemala, and you make sure that they have teachers and books and everybody's paid for the next 5 years. Like, what are you up to? What does this 5-year plan look like? What value are you adding back into this world? What are your goals, and what does that look like, and who are you being? This is your life sketch. This is your life script. Write it out. Now that you know what you're working towards, write it out in detail. This is so much fun. I know for myself, I was so scared to do this because it meant I had to do it. It meant I had to play big, and it scared the poop out of me. But you know what? Once I finally did it, oh my God, it keeps me inspired every day. I wake up with passion and purpose, and I wish that for you. So please do this. Okay? So now you've got clear on your goal. You've answered these questions. You know exactly what you're working towards. It's on a goal card. You wrote out your plan for the next year, who you're being, what you're doing, what you have, who you're surrounded by, what you're acting like. You're acting as if, and your goal's already achieved, and you've got all that down on paper. You can't just leave it. You cannot just leave it now. You got to write these affirmations out every single day. The affirmations we came up, the opposing to your limiting beliefs, the things that have been stopping you. Your new habits, you can write out, I wake up easily and effortlessly every day and do my daily disciplines. Instead of sleeping in and being grumpy in the morning and being rushed, whatever that looks like, right? So now you're writing out your goal, you're writing out your affirmations. The next step is to have an accountability partner, because you will let yourself off the hook. I promise you. You are your best friend and your worst friend. Because like, it's okay, you don't have to do that today. That's why accountability is key. Have you read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill? If not, this is a must. One of my mentors, Carla, introduced it to me when I was, 25 or 26. And boom! It was mind-blowing. But I didn't really get it all at the time. I'm now doing it for my 3rd or 4th time. But now I'm reading it and studying it. I did it all on audio before. Wow, guys. This book is full of magic tricks and mindset tricks and success tricks, and it can transform your life. So Napoleon Hill spent his life studying the 500 richest, most successful people in the world and what they have in common, and the 13 principles to success that they all do. That's what that book is about, guys. There's a whole chapter in there on autosuggestion. There's a whole chapter in there on faith. There's a whole chapter in there on the subconscious mind. There is a whole chapter in there on decisions. There's a whole chapter in there on persistence. The difference between you and me is I did it. I didn't quit. I kept going. I was persistent. Guys, these are success tips like from gods, like from the 1% of the world, like Alexander Graham Bell, guys. These are the people he studied. He got these success principles from. Like, I'm talking playing big in life. You want to read that book. You want to get your hands on that book. And then what he talks about in it is accountability. So you need to have yourself set up with an accountability buddy who's going to hold you accountable. Now, I've had accountability buddies that I've worked with. They were great. And some that were not so great. They don't follow through on their actions. They don't hold me accountable. And then I just really start to let myself slide and off the hook. So you got to set yourself up with a new accountability buddy who's going to hold you accountable and really just pause you to say, hey, I noticed you didn't get up and study this morning. I know you said you were going to. I know you said you were committed to your goal, but you didn't get up this morning. So are you still committed? That's the kind of accountability partner you want to have in your life. Someone who's not afraid to shake your tree a little bit. Okay? Accountability partner, must check that off the list. And then one of the best things I ever learned from reading and studying the book Think and Grow Rich, but I didn't really understand until I created one of my own, is having a mastermind group. So I run 2 mastermind groups, one for my coach in the Thinking to Results program, and one on my own. And both have been running for well over a year now. And so much has happened because of this accountability group and this mastermind group. The beauty of a mastermind group is the fact that when I try to think about things, I have one mind and one set of ideas and one perspective. When I have a mastermind group of 6 people working with me towards my goal, I have 6 minds that have now come together to create a whole new incredible mind, and the energy that can be put towards your goal, and the accountability. This has been one of the biggest keys for me playing big in my life. Becoming an author, which is something I've always wanted to do, becoming a speaker, which is something I've always wanted to do, and building an online platform so that I can reach people all over the world, so that I can just make sure I'm having the best impact on as many lives as possible, is because of my mastermind groups. I love my mastermind groups. I say I'm going to do something and they hold me accountable to it. I come up with an idea and they help me get clear and concise on how I can do that. And they help me fill in the gaps that I don't know how to. And then I always love doing that for my mastermind partners. Guys, I've built these skills. Why not share them? I love mastermind groups. I love leading mastermind groups. I love helping people see things in a way that they couldn't see them so that they can have what they want, and not a year from now, but now. Quantum leaps come out of mastermind groups. And if you don't know what a quantum leap is, you need to read the book You Squared. Because we have in our mind that we have to follow this like road to the gold. But what if you could just fly over the rainbow to the gold? That's what a quantum leap is. And having a mastermind group will help you get there. One, they provide you with the energy, they provide you with the accountability, and they provide you with that extra, like, it's like a magical mind. It's incredible. So mastermind groups are a must. That is one of the principles from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And that is going to really help make sure that you are successful. And guys, from the bottom of my heart, I hope that you decide, guys, it's all in the decision, to commit to living your best life and becoming your best self and leaving a legacy of love on this world, because all we have is love. There should be no other energy that you should be in except for love and gratitude. And I hope that you live a life that sets your butt on fire and excites you, and you are pumped to get up for every day, and that at the end of the day, when it's your turn to pass, you die happy and fulfilled, and you move on from here happy and fulfilled. And you can say that on your deathbed. And that is my prayer for you. And I know that this goal setting masterclass will help you get there. But you have to first decide that you are capable, worthy, and deserving, and you are willing to do what it takes. Because most of us keep trying to do the same thing over and over again and getting the same results and not getting where we want in our lives. As one of my mentors once said, your way's not working. Why don't you try mine? And that's when I started to get quantum leaps. So guys, may all your dreams come true. May you put this into action. And if you need me, if you have any questions, you know exactly where I am. I am Heather Lee Chapman here at HLC Coaching, on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Pinterest, and on hlchealth.com. And coming up in September, I will be launching 2 mastermind groups that you can join and be a part of that will transform your lives. And it will also give you the opportunity to add so much value to other people's lives, because it is the law of cause and effect. Whatever you give out will be returned to you. And I'm so pumped about these mastermind groups, because it's not just going to be a regular mastermind group. It will also teach you how to run a business and an online business and get clear and give you the steps that I wish I had a decade ago that I have been learning. And that's all going to be given to you in this awesome mastermind group, mastermind groups. We have 2 going, and this is just the beginning, guys. So get your butt in the door. They are limited. We cap them at 8 people maximum per group, and it depends on the people. If it's going really well, we might actually cap it at 6 if people have really big goals. So please reach out to me and I will give you the application to see if you are suitable to fit into our groups. And I would be so blessed to help you live your best life. You just have to decide that you are capable, worthy, and deserving. Love you lots. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will be back on Friday to teach you on what a success mindset is so that you can create a winning self-image and own your life and have quantum leaps so that you can have what you set your big C-type goal ASAP and not a decade from now. Love you guys. Thank you so much and have an absolutely abundant and exceptional day. Don't forget to believe in magic and miracles because your life that you deserve to have is waiting for you on the other side of that goal.